Some of my comments are hilarious. I love it when people call me a hippie and tell me to get a job. I'm like, I have a job and two businesses. What part of, if I was a billionaire, I would still live this way for the rest of my life? Do you not understand? Hi guys, I wanted to make a video on answering some of the most asked questions from YouTube comments from various videos because people keep asking me how I poop. I mean, my van has no toilet. How do I poop? I'm gonna answer this and much more in today's video. Let's get into it.
We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car.
Hi, I'm Ryan and this is Great White, my house for the next year or so until I make my next van Great White 2.0 and then build my schoolie conversion in a tiny house community and ultimately my sailboat, which will allow me to travel the entire world. So question number one comes from so many different people. I used to get this question daily when my personal van tour was the hot new thing to watch. I mean, it does have 4.3 million views. So where do I poop? Like I said already, my van has no toilet besides for an Arizona tea jug that I switch out every so often with a new one. You can buy these in pretty much any grocery store and the size of these is massive. I use it if I need to pee overnight or sometimes during the day if it's convenient. Another person asked if I also poop in the Arizona tea bottle. No, this is actually a very common question I get. I don't poop in the tea jug. When I first started van life, I was going to get a Dometic portable toilet that you can flush just like a real toilet. I was until I took my van out for about 1 month to test the life before I, bought a toilet. Quickly, I found out that public toilets are everywhere around us, so you don't actually need a compartment inside your van to carry your poop with you. And if you're not around public toilets, you can bring toilet paper to the woods because you'll likely be in some nice outdoors area away from people. If you still want one of these toilets, aka a compartment to haul your poop around with you, I'll link a few in the description below. The next question comes from many people as well. I had this question myself when I first started. Where do you shower? I personally shower at Planet Fitness while traveling. As I also described in my stealth parking video, Planet Fitness is a great location in multiple ways. You can usually park outside and sleep overnight. They have Wi-Fi inside and great clean bathrooms and showers. Understandably, most van lifers have been around their friends and family due to the recent virus stuff. They have access to their showers. Otherwise, you can make your own shower with a few parts from Walmart or Home Depot. I'm not going to get into this though because there are already tons of great videos all over YouTube on how to make a shower for the road. I will put up a link in the description though, listing tons of different solutions if you want to shower in or around your van. A lot of these cuts you keep seeing me when I'm cutting the, in the edit, I'm burping because I love drinking this sparkling water. You might have seen it in the last video. I'm always drinking these things. The next question, is your mom fat? No. Moving on, how does anyone know how to build vans like this? Literally no one has an excuse to say they don't know how to build a van like mine. I currently have a video showing how I built this van from start to finish. The link is going to be right here. In this video, I show pictures of my entire build process and explain what I did. I explain the order I built my van in, and I show details. I'll also be making a tremendous amount of build videos for my next van creation in the future, so subscribe if you haven't. Talking about building your van, this program, VanSpace 3D, gives you an empty 3D model of any van you might want to buy, and then you can drag and drop elements into the van so you can plan your build before you actually start screwing into the real van metal. It provides hundreds of actual scale models like refrigerators, tables, and beds you can actually buy on Amazon that you can place directly into the empty 3D van. You can also virtually walk around your finished van once you're done building. If you get this from my link in the description or comment section, it helps both of us out. It's only $19. The next question is more of a statement from many commenters. It's one I really hate getting because it's so obvious to me, but I have to realize many people just don't have my mindset about what it takes to get nice things in life. People say, I don't have $10,000 lying around. I wish I could build a van, but I just don't have the money. I get so frustrated at this mindset. I personally chose to live in this van when I was flat broke and in debt. I've talked about this multiple times already on this channel, and I'm thinking about making an entire video about my story of how I went from flat broke to actually making money online in van life. So if you want that video made, leave a comment below telling me that you want to hear my story. The short of it is that I sold everything I owned. I bought an empty van with that money, and then I worked for about a year at a part-time job until I had all the parts of the van bought. I picked a part-time job so I'd have a good amount of time left over to build the van when I was off of work. Don't tell me you don't have enough money to build a nice van, because you do. It's just stored in the form of time. That's the number one thing keeping most people from obtaining nice things in life. They just aren't willing to put in the time. The next question, how do I know how much power I need in van life? So if you are new and you don't know how much battery and solar panels you need, I have a very comprehensive electronic video here that you can take the time to watch, and that will answer all these questions for you. I'll show you how to wire up everything too. How can you run a gaming desktop? You can run a gaming desktop, but a desktop is going to use so much more power than a laptop. Let's say you do want a desktop though. First, you'll need to set up your electronics as I show in that last video I just mentioned. I'll link my van and bus electronics schematics below too. You can download those. So you'll plug your desktop computer into your van's inverter just like you would plug your computer into the wall of a house. You'll want to get a lithium batteries for this setup. I'd personally get at least 300 amp hours of battery if I was going to play daily. I would also definitely have 300 or more watts of solar and a DC to DC charger so you can still recharge your battery even if it's a cloudy day because your solar panels won't work. For van life, I definitely suggest you get a laptop instead of a desktop because it's portable and it takes much less power. You can even bring it into Starbucks with you, which answers another question. How do you install or update games? I do go into Starbucks for this. I don't waste my internet data for downloading and uploading programs because Starbucks are everywhere and they all have decent enough internet speeds for downloading large updates. I often sit inside for hours anyway, working on editing videos, uploading videos, or typing up work documents that make money from the road. Can you make a video on how your bed frame was built? I've actually done this. I have an entire video dedicated to explaining my bed setup. All these links will be in the comment section and video description, by the way. Tell me if you guys want me to make another video on all the dimensions of my build in the comments though. Like I could bring you around the van while measuring with the tape measure all the dimensions. A good amount of people have been asking for this, but now I want to know if you guys really care enough for a video like this. Another person asks, when you get your boat, I'll buy this 100%. Can I buy your van? The short answer is yes for about 15K US dollars. But the long answer is that I need to find my next van online before finalizing the deal. I was thinking of making an entire video of this van to sell it and get my next van quicker. I'm doing that because there are some things the next owner would need to know about this build before I feel comfortable giving my baby away. And that video would cover all of that. The only reason I want a new van is that I want a bigger and taller van. There's nothing wrong with this current van, and not being able to stand isn't really such a big deal. Like, it doesn't really bother me. It's just something I really want to upgrade. Also, I really want to build a new van because I had so much fun building this one. Another person asks, can I live with you? Actually, yes. I am always looking for people to travel with. It's so much harder to find people than you think. My only prerequisite is that you have your own van or RV. But when I go across the US here soon, I definitely want to travel with some people. Add yourself to my Van Life with Ryan Bell Facebook page if you want to contact me. That'll also be in the description. How do you make money? For the last 2 years, I've had nothing but YouTube income from Google AdSense and affiliate links, which I can thank all of you guys for. But recently, YouTube has been a bit low for me. I'm guessing it's because of all the virus stuff, but I'm still making about $700 a month from it. I've gotten an online job where I can work from my laptop rating websites just to fill in the gaps. I'm building up enough income to buy video gear so I can shoot some real estate videography soon. And because of this, the quality of my YouTube videos will increase tremendously. You might already noticed. Real estate videography is my next income goal. I love it when people say, I don't know if you're going to see this comment, Ryan, but I have a question for you. Look at my comment section. Do you see any comments unanswered? For the most part, no. I also heart every single comment, unless it's a really bad comment. I do this to show you guys that I read every single comment because I'm serious about helping you live this lifestyle. How do you receive mail on the road? This is a question that I get a lot, and I've always told people the same thing. Getting mail in a van is just like getting mail in an RV. There are tons of YouTube videos that already cover this question better than I could, so I'm leaving it to them. Just search for how RVs get mail in the YouTube search bar. Where do you store water in the van? So there are actually 2 7-gallon tanks under the cabinets below the TV area. The top is fresh water and the bottom is where the sink drain leads. I can easily empty the dirty gray water tank from the side of the van, and don't worry, the only thing going down the drain is environment-friendly soap and food particles. I usually wait until nighttime to jettison the water so people don't freak out because it looks really suspicious. If I need to refill my fresh water tank, I just fill my bucket of water up anywhere and then bring it to the side of my van. Then I run a hose with a water filter down to it and turn on the pump that sucks it up into the tank. How do you hook up mood lighting? So 12-volt LED strips are everywhere online. That right there. Get one that you like, and then you'll cut the wire so 2 positive and negative wires are exposed. You don't need the converter box with the wall plug. Since the LED strip is 12 volts, you don't need to convert 120 volts down to 12 volts. You just wire this directly to your 12 volt system and everything works normally. Yeah, I'd forgotten to put on this for the video. Hold on, not that one. There we go. Maybe just a solid. That's more like it. What about the wood stove? Where did you get it? How did you install it? And how well does it work? So I'll probably make a video on this in the future of how I installed it. But for one, it's too hot at the moment to light it up. But the wood stove is a cubic mini wood stove from cubicminiwoodstoves.com. It's Canadian made, and the entire setup was probably about $800 extra for my build. So this one wasn't cheap. I got it mainly as a conversation piece, but I do actually use it quite a bit when the temperatures get about like below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It's such a small wood stove that it'll only last for about 2 to 4 hours if I do nothing to keep it going. I use it to heat up my bed on really cold nights, but I don't keep it going all night long. If I go to sleep at around 10 with it fully ablaze, the heat actually stays around until about 4 in the morning because the piece itself actually stays hot even after the fire dies down. Why did you put the reflectix foil faced outwards? Isn't the idea to face it inwards to keep the heat in? So yes, that is one way to do it. I personally set up my insulation for the hot summer months though. I do have a video of me explaining all of this already, but really quickly, my thought process was that insulation doesn't keep a van from getting too hot or too cold. It just slows down the process of natural heating or cooling from the external temperatures. So my main concern was to keep the sun heated metal from radiating inwards into my living space, and I did this very well. Sitting inside my van on a 100-degree day with the sun glaring down is like sitting under a shady tree with a breeze. For real. Now, if I had lived inside my van the way I had been without the insulation up, I'd likely be dead right now. The van is almost totally unlivable without insulation in the hot summer months. You just need something blocking the radiation between you and the hot sun heated metal, because without it, the sun turns the van into a microwave. Another tip I've learned from experience is when it's hotter than 100 degrees, just take off most of your clothes and sit under your roof fan, which is right here. I did this for a good bit when I was parking out front of my hotel job that let me live in their parking lot. I also learned to take off the bug screen from the roof fan because it pushes away more air through that way. You might have been hearing this throughout the video actually. My fan is on right now and it's pretty hot in here. Another person asked, why didn't you insulate the van for cold weather? To this, I say, remember, you are in a van on wheels. You can move at any time and travel with the climate. People are always asking, why is he shirtless in his tour video? That day was 100 degrees when I was making that video. It's pretty hot today too. It's 91 degrees in here. That's also my best video on my channel with over 4.3 million views. I'm about to make another tour video soon as well, since there are a few extra things I added to my build since that 2-year-old video was put out. It'll be a good excuse to show you guys just how well my van is kept up over the years. If you are on a YouTube video marathon right now, click on one of these 2 videos to continue watching. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I post a ton of videos on how to live van life and personal blogs from my life. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.